Hello and welcome. As a hotel AI expert, I'm pleased to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. Today, we're going to dig into a skill that is absolutely foundational in our industry, the art of the reservation call. This is all about mastering that critical first impression.
So let's jump right in. This quote right here, it really gets to the very heart of what we're talking about today. See, we're not just processing a payment or booking a room. What we're really doing is starting a relationship. We're turning a simple phone call into the very beginning of an amazing guest experience.
And here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll walk through the anatomy of a perfect call in 6 parts. We'll start with that first impression, then move into the art of listening. From there, we'll focus on clarity and confidence, and then tackle how to handle those difficult questions. Next, we'll learn about adapting to the guest, and finally, we'll stick the landing with the perfect closing. Okay, let's get started with Section 1, the first impression. You really can't overstate this. Those first few seconds of a call have a huge impact on how a guest sees your entire property. Think about it this way. This call is very often the guest's first ever live interaction with your hotel. Before they even step foot in the lobby, they're already forming an opinion, and it's all based on your voice. You are, quite literally, the first welcome they receive. So, how do we make sure that first impression is a great one? Well, it boils down to this simple 3-step process. A warm, clear, unrushed greeting, where you state your name, the name of the hotel, and then offer to help. It just immediately puts the guest at ease. It shows them they have your complete attention and that they called the right place. All right, so once you've nailed that greeting, your primary role actually shifts. It goes from speaking to listening. And I don't just mean hearing the words, I mean truly understanding. And this slide just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? There's a huge difference between passively hearing what someone says and actively listening. Our goal is never just to hear a request for a room, it's to make that guest feel completely heard and understood. That's where the real connection happens. And you do this by using these simple techniques, little verbal cues like, I see or I understand. And maybe the most important one, giving them the space to finish their thoughts without jumping in. This shows the guest you're not just a booking agent, you're their partner in planning their stay. Okay, on to our third section, clarity and confidence. This is all about building on that trust we've just started to establish. Getting the details right is critical, of course, but it has to be delivered with a confident, reassuring tone. This is such a great technique. Think of it like you're a friendly translator. The guest might say one thing, but by gently rephrasing it, okay, so just to confirm, that's a king-size bed for the nights of the 14th and 15th. You eliminate any chance of a misunderstanding. Plus, it shows you're paying really close attention. I absolutely love this quote because it is so true. Confidence isn't about having all the answers memorized. It's about how you handle not knowing. A guest will always feel better hearing a calm, let me just verify that for you, than a panicked or unsure guess. Your calm literally becomes their confidence. Now, let's be realistic. You're going to face some challenging requests. You'll get questions where the honest answer is just no. How you handle those moments is what separates a basic order taker from a true service partner. Let's work through this really common scenario. A guest wants a specific room, but it's sold out. At this moment, you have a choice. You can shut the conversation down, or you can use it as a chance to provide even better service. And just look at the difference here. The poor response is a dead end. It's final. But the excellent response? It opens up possibilities. It's transparent about what's not available, but it immediately pivots to what is possible. You become a problem solver. Great service never feels like it's coming from a script. It feels personal and natural. And a huge part of that is learning to adapt your own communication style to match the guests. This really comes down to listening for cues in how they speak. Do you have a deliberate guest on the line, someone who asks a lot of questions? Well, then your pace should be patient and thorough. Or is it an efficient guest, someone who wants to get right to the point? Then you should be direct and keep the conversation moving. Mirroring their style is a subtle way to show respect for them and their time. All right, we've made it to our final section, the perfect closing. And believe me, how you end the call is every bit as important as how you begin it. This is your last chance to build confidence and get them excited for their stay. This final check isn't just a box to tick. By verbally reviewing all the key details and doing it slowly and clearly, you catch any potential errors and you leave the guest feeling totally secure about their booking.
And then a warm, personal closing like, "We are so looking forward to welcoming you," is the perfect way to end it.
And this, right here, is the real takeaway. This is why this skill is so valuable. You're not just filling a room for a few nights. A great reservation call can turn a one-time caller into a loyal guest for life. You're building a relationship that starts long before they ever walk through the front door. So I'll leave you with this final thought to take with you into every single guest interaction you have. Every call ends, that's true. But a great one stays with the guest. So how will they remember yours? Thank you for joining this explainer.